It's the love on the south side, yeah, that's right. Reppin' in the wood, got my hustle tight. From Chi-Town streets where the wind blows fierce, built up like steel, can't nobody pierce.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Here we go. Again, I'm talking and nobody can hear me. That's your girl D-Love from the South Side, Inglewood for Life, Chicago, that is. I am back. I am back. Yeah, I know Ryan is live, but we're gonna go live and we're gonna go watch Ryan's video as he's live and see what is happening in Harvey with the meeting that was not. Just, let's see. I actually went to I didn't know they had canceled the meeting tonight. I'm a little under weather, so please bear with me. And first of all, thank each and every one of you, the one who's come to the channel, also the one who watch me on the replay. I love ya. Thank you and thank you. Yeah, so I didn't know that there was no meeting tonight. All they kept pushing, there's a meeting tonight, there's a meeting tonight. And I get to the meeting and there's no meeting. Oh, got me a new green screen, y'all. And I like it because it go up and down and collapse. And it's not in the way. I'm just saying. Let's see what Ryan talking about, y'all. I was like, I go down the street and I should have known that there was no me. Hey, Gardis, how you doing? It's just me and you, baby. I should have known that there was no meeting tonight when I drove to the city hall and I saw a police car just driving by. I said, oh, that's weird. Because normally all the police officers are at City Hall. Yeah, I'm under the weather, so hey, listen. I was supposed to go on Ryan's platform today. I will see what happens. But let's watch it together. I didn't know. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen because I was listening to Ryan earlier a moment ago, and I heard him say that. Let me share.
This was related to.
I heard Ryan say that the reason why Clark tore down those buildings in Harvey downtown area because Clark wants to make a huge municipal building. So he wants to build. I'm like, how they gonna build if we don't have money? Well, maybe do they get grants and that's how they build? That's kind of weird, right? Like, how do you want to build? This will be, I don't know what they put the vote on tonight or what. And then, I don't know how we supposed to get out of debt with that. And why we need to build new building? Use the same building that we got. That's what I have to say.
A list. I had FOIA'd a list of properties that Harvey had transferred.
Oh.
So whether the city was buying them or taking possession or was giving them away. So they did eventually send some of the deeds. I really, at the end of the day, I still don't think it's a complete list, but I mean, I think at least the lawyers were able to get something, right?
Oh.
There were about 11 deeds that were shown. So the payment here is like $5,500.
$5,500.
No, even though I would love some money for all the hours and hours of work that I do for Harvey advocacy for all of you and me. But no, this money just goes to the lawyers to pay them. Levy and Levy. They're also doing some FOIA cases for like the Harvey World Herald newspaper, and they specialize in FOIA. So that's it. And you can see it says the city will pay plaintiff within 30 days after approval of this agreement by the City of Harvey City Council.
Also, it was a vote on it tonight, but they can't vote on it because we don't have a meeting.
So they do have to vote on it. But yep, that's it. Boop.
Ryan. Oh.
But did anybody have any questions on that? So that's one agenda item I can speak to just because I happen to be involved.
That is interesting, right?
What's the mayor paying? What money is the mayor paying when they're not transparent about where the money is going? Exactly. And if they would just answer the freaking FOIA request, we wouldn't have to pay for FOIA lawsuit settlement, money, because these FOIA lawyers, if it comes down to a lawyer, they ain't gonna work for free. They want to get.
Listen, the one thing about like these other towns, they don't. When they say with them 4 years, they get their 4 years done. And how many times have you heard in the south suburbs about having problems getting FOIA requests? Now, I know Harvey has it, but it seems like it's getting worse than Harvey. I don't know, Thornton Township, how's that? I have FOIA in Thornton Township, and I have received the information immediately. So I can't say anything bad about Thornton Township.
Get paid, Shoot, I don't want to work for free either, but I try to
technically doing this.
Do what I can because I hate to see people taken advantage of. I want people to wake up and start standing up for what's right.
Okay.
You don't have to wait for a girl to get shot.
Yeah. So he wants to build a big municipality. How you say that? Municipality building downtown Harvey. Now, the smart thing to do was to build it on Dixie Highway, because then it's more space. Tear the city hall down and just build it there. And I would say just make the downtown like a warming center, or I don't know, but why spend more money when you don't have to, right? They could have had a nice little coffee shop across the street. I don't know. That just seemed like a waste.
A lot of white flight people, not just white people that have moved there, but a lot of people, that came from Harvey, Dalton, Riverdale.
And listen, this is some white folks that live in Harvey.
You know a lot, and you know all these people. Is there corruption there? And he said, you better believe it. He said, there's all the same corruption and worse. The only difference in Northwest Indiana, these towns that we think of as, perfect or whatever, he said they just hide it better. And he said, yeah, a lot of those people, they're from Illinois anyway. So,
that's a true fact. Hey, Gardis, do you have time to come up, Gardis? Let me know.
The rich are always trying to take advantage of everybody else. They want us to be their slaves and work for nothing. They don't care if we live or die.
They use the slave.
We've got to fight back against that and come together. We have to, whether it's Minneapolis or Harvey. And guess what? Most of you, you're not going to get in your car and drive to Minneapolis and go to protest.
No.
You don't need to. You know how you fight injustice? You get involved locally. That includes asking what the hell is going on in the city council, your library, your schools, your parks.
And listen, it's hard to get involved here because they the meetings, they be cancel them. And it's a one-way street or a one-way conversation, as I should say. Let's see what else he's talking about.
These people are really scandalous. We don't have to make things up, okay? They do really scandalous stuff. There's people sleeping with people all over, blackmailing them for money. I mean, it's crazy. And you don't have to make it up. You don't have to exaggerate or lie. It's entertaining enough as it is.
And it shouldn't be entertaining. I thought he was tea.
They were going to vote, I guess, on some funds for the Broadway Avenue Improvement Project. Nope. Clark doesn't get any money until the workers are brought back and we want access to the books. Same thing, money for the highway.
And that's the question I have is, if they get Clark out of office, really, what does that really do? Because if Clark is out and them 4 people are still in, it's still going to have the same problems. That won't change. So you got to be a little bit more aggressive with the changes that you want to happen.
And I went over this last night if you watched my live, but okay, so they're talking about conveyance is a fancy word. It just means to give, right? So they're giving this property, but read this stuff. It's garbage. Who's giving the property to whom? Is the city of Harvey getting it? Is the city of Harvey giving it to someone else? I don't know. And notice it says approving a sale. settlement in case number 21M600. And I tried to look that up, but
where's he looking
showed
at?
Up, so I'm guessing they
Ryan Swan. Ryan is suing the city of Harvey.
Look it up. But they don't list the plaintiff. They don't list the defendant.
Oh,
now you had to put my name on blast as if I were something special or I was getting $1 million from the city, which I am not. But in this one, it just says settlement in case number, blah, blah, blah. Well, between whom and who? I mean, this is ridiculous, you guys. So, authorizes city's legal counsel to submit a dismissal order to the court.
He don't know. We can't see his
dismissal of what? What are you dismissing?
What are we? I think he don't know.
What legal proceedings? What's going on? Who's getting the property? Now, hang tight because I want to show you this, okay?
Oh, maybe he'll switch.
Well, let's say 106 West.
Oh, there it is right there.
These are really nice, relatively new apartment buildings.
Hold on, let me.
Of course, in typical Harvey, corrupt.
We can't see what you look.
A-holes everywhere there. They just hide it better, huh?
Looking at. We only see your lawsuit. Okay, let's see what he says. Maybe he'll hear it because I didn't see nothing he said.
And if anybody wants to come up, I just realized I do want to present some things, but I forgot to put the link, the invitation link.
Oh, dang!
Because I know Miss Diana's going to have something to say because she was one of the people that went to city council to City Hall, and she had to call.
Why did I be saying my government names when I go live?
Because these horrible, greedy people who are still taking our money don't even have the decency to hold a meeting or cancel a meeting.
They cancel a meeting, y'all.
Crazy.
So they have one meeting and cancel it.
The link.
Oh, he dropped the link. Dang.
So we're going over. If you're just tuning in, we're going over the agenda that we were supposed to be going over during the meeting tonight, which was canceled. Because Christopher Clark and his buddies are, I don't know if they're afraid of the FBI or what, but they're in hiding. Look at these. These are nice, newer apartment buildings. Do you see the one had one of those mysterious fires that we have in Harvey? Isn't that interesting?
Gosh, sorry.
So is the city taking possession of the buildings? Are they giving the buildings to someone else? Like maybe one of Christopher Clark's donors?
Oh, no.
We don't know. Oh, it's super big. I just wanted to.
Oh, that's what they sold.
Those are really, really nice buildings.
They were nice when they first got built. I can't figure out how to get to my doggone it, y'all. I'm tripping. Well, let's I can't figure this out. I remember a moment ago, but now I can't remember how to get back on his page so we can get up there and say what we gotta say. Let's go back and then, okay, whenever you're ready. Okay. I'm going to drop the link, Gardis. Okay. Dropping the link for Gardis.
Society website. If you forgot what that was, I will put that in the chat. Okay. Oops. Let me not make a mess over here.
Waiting on Gardis. Gardis is coming up. We've been having a conversation, baby.
Decent. He is not. He's not totally in my face, but he's right here. Wait, I'll show you guys.
Yes. Oh, we got a guest. Hey, Gardis, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Oh, do you got a microphone?
Yeah.
Ooh. What you trying to tell us?
It's not fancy like yours. I mean, this is like it's the blue cone microphone.
Hold on for a moment. Hold on, Gardis.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't have the on live thing on the door.
Yeah, but, I got a blue cone microphone I've had for like 5-6 years now. So
wow, it sounds really nice.
oh, okay.
Yes. Listen, how have you been? Happy New Year's to ya.
Happy New Year's to you too. I see they canceled another Harvey meeting. You know, I mean, it's surprising for a city that is so that is like on the brink of financial destitute and problems and issues that there's so many canceled meetings there that I mean, like honestly, y'all should have at least 3 meetings a month.
Mm-hmm. No, we need one every week.
Yeah, that I mean, with the way the situation is in Harvey, you're probably right. There probably needs to be a meeting every week.
Heck yeah. It just, for me, is mind blowing that they tell us we broke basically, and then you just gone and disappear.
Yeah. So has anybody figured out what is going on with Mayor Clark? Like, why is he canceling these meetings, or why is he not coming to the meetings? Let me ask that first.
Okay, allegedly, I just heard it on Ryan's show. I haven't heard it from anyone else. That supposedly, allegedly, that he's sick. I don't know how true that is, so I can't say.
Okay.
So, I got a half a face. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Trying something new, baby. Trying something new. Oh, well, forget it. Yeah. Yeah. That they say he's sick, but I don't know if he's really sick or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, that would be something because who's been like the mayor pro temp? It's been Randall L, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, he would like communicate that to the people, like keep Mayor Clark in your prayers. He's going through a health issue, that type of thing.
Now he did say something similar to that at that last meeting. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, but while Clark is not there, the people who support him are there, outside of Alderman Chapman and the other gentleman that goes against him. So
yes. From what I saw on last meeting, it looked like he may have been calling certain people because I see them. They would get on their phone and walk towards the door, or they'll go tap the other person. They'll leave out with them. So I'm sure he's watching. He was watching the meeting.
okay, so well, that any time a public meeting is going on and there is communication going on, that actually could be FOIA'd.
Oh.
Because that, I mean, when you're in the public space like that in a public setting, because there is when they redid the Freedom of Information Act law, one of the things that they used to get around was, the alderman or the trustees or the board was texting each other during a meeting, and according to law,
Yes.
that should be public information.
I remember, what was it during Tiffany's administration?
Yep.
They talked about doing that.
Yes, and then that was the whole thing. And I remember I remember first publicly hearing it during that time, but I always knew because when I was working for District 148, that was one of the things that they talked about, that they were not allowed to use. So a lot of them don't even, have their cell phones on them during the meetings.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're texting somebody, like say me and you are on the board and we're texting each other, that could be public information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder, have anybody ever FOIA'd that? Because don't you have to have, so each time you FOIA, don't the attorney has to get involved?
Oh yeah. I mean, FOIA is always run through the attorneys. But here's the thing. So with text messages, it could get a little interesting because if it's something that you have to get through the provider, then that could take like a really, really long time. But I know, like, when I was working for 148, we had the district issued phones, and we were able to monitor, like, text trafficking. So yeah, there have been times I'd had to get text messages off of employees' phones and stuff. So but like I said, that's through the district that we had a system that can do that. Now on the personal stuff, that's something different. I'm not sure how sophisticated Harvey's technology is. But
and we old and archaic over here. We ain't got no money.
Yeah, so I'm assuming if somebody sequesters it, they'd have to go through the provider, and that's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Even though they spend a lot of money on IT, it still look archaic.
Okay, so what? So they're putting that money into like those presentations and stuff.
Fancy, right? I'm like, and you go in there, you look up, and you want to say, "Where's the city inspector? Don't they need to fix some things in this little city hall?" I don't know. I don't know if it's me or them, but I'm like, y'all doing things backwards.
Yeah, I know. It's I mean, it's interesting. We went to last week. I was at the committee of the whole meeting at Dalton.
Where are you?
To support Cara Wilson, the mother who lost her daughter Alexis to Dalton police, because there was talks about renaming that ice skating rink in memory of Wilson, but apparently there was some withdrawal from the board that actually supported her when Tiffany was in there. But now when when the rubber hits the road and it's time to rename the park, and all of a sudden, if we got to do it, we got to do it for her. We got to do it for everybody. Well, not Alexis, but Cara came back with a nice little comeback. Was like, well, everybody get killed by the Dalton police. My daughter got killed by the Dalton police.
I think the reason you think the reason why they didn't want to do it because they would have to, that'd be acknowledging that they're at fault.
Well, they acknowledged the city was at fault, but I think, and this is just me personally, I think there were a lot of key people who they used in their campaign to get rid of Tiffany.
Yeah.
And Cara's situation was one of them.
In hindsight, I must admit this. I was, the way and it's media also, get her out of here. She's doing X, Y, and Z. And then you look back now and you said, y'all doing the same thing that y'all said she was doing.
Exactly. But, there was a lot of people that they used their situations to, blame Tiffany and use it to get rid of Tiffany. And, who was and this is my old age and the cold weather affects my brain, but what was the name of the young woman who was allegedly raped by Andrew Holmes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering where's she at? Like, what's going on with that? Because nobody is talking about that.
Right.
Yeah. So
I forgot about her.
And apparently the board forgot about her too.
Right. Oh, Fania Dukes. Thank you, Miss Regina. Hey.
Yes, Fania. Yeah.
Fania. Oh my. Whatever happened to her?
So that's my point. Like, I remember them walking up to it in a meeting, and they throwing up the Black Power fist while they walking in with her, and Andrew Holmes needs to unask that seat and all this other kind of crazy stuff. And now Andrew Holmes is cool now.
He's one of the guys again.
He's one of the guys. He's cool as a fan.
And listen, what they say, I heard this a long time ago. They say Black folks they're the most forgiving community.
Well, this is different because this is politics. It's politics. So, with Andrew Holmes, it just basically came down to Andrew basically supports whoever is in office, and that and also that includes Stan Brown as well. So that's why
Stanley,
yeah. So that's why he's still there, and now he's cool in the gang too. Now he's doing what Jason and friends are doing. So it comes to a point where Dalton politically has been the same for the last 30 years.
Is it since it been Black?
Oh yeah, since Bill Shaw became mayor. It really hasn't changed much. It's just different faces, different personalities. That's what I gotta say. I mean, Tiffany stands out because of the fact that she had the most noticeable personality. But when you think about the politics of it, I don't think Jason nor Napoleon's politics is that much different from Tiffany's.
First of all, let's be clear, Gardis. We don't know what Napoleon's politics is or are. Because he doesn't. You think you do? He ain't told us.
Well, yeah, he don't. Yeah, he doesn't declare it. Yeah. But when we observe him, we know what his politics is.
Yes. Yeah, the same thing that Tiffany has.
Yeah. When we see what he does, we know his politics, even though Nina Graham, who is the board member, claims that we're not giving him enough time. But okay, I mean, look, people can destroy governments in an hour.
And listen, look at Harvey. You don't want to just wait, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so it's surprising to me because I remember when Clark did get elected, and there was hope there, because I mean, all the years that y'all had to endure under Kellogg and all this stuff. Yeah, I saw that, and I said, okay. I saw that. I said, oh my God.
Yeah, on a Chappelle Hooks page, I was like, what?
Yeah, that is just so ironic. Like, okay, all right. But yeah, I really had hope for him because of the fact that getting out of Kellogg's administration, I was like, all right, so this brother, and I remember I was at Thornton Township when he got elected, and he actually spoke at the board meeting at Thornton Township. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he did. I was there at the first Thornton Township meeting, and it's so funny because he was the one that told me that when the night he got elected, Kellogg just left. Like, there was no transition period or nothing. He just left. Yeah, he just left. And so Clark had to come in like immediately. And when he said he walked into like the records room,
yeah, we saw that on the news.
It was like there was like stuff all over the place, and
yeah,
oh wow. But yeah, that was like the first time I've seen like no literal transition. He just left the night he lost the election, or the night Clark got elected. He left.
I wonder why he do it like that, though.
You know what? And I mean that goes to his petty nature, because if you really cared about the city, you would have had that transition period, because at that point, because like he only could have been, he only could have lost his mayorship because they put a cap on his term limits.
Yes.
So that was the only way they could do it. And I guess he felt like Clark and the other board members did that to quote unquote spite him. So that's why he kind of like was petty and just left. Oh, okay.
Sorry. I'm having this. I don't know. The weather is killing me again. But what is the ironic thing to this? How like they put it in place where the term limits is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get Kellogg out.
Mm-hmm.
Then they turn around and drop it. And then it gets Thaddeus Jones in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I thought that was an ordinance by Harvey for the term limits. I didn't think that was a state thing.
Because if I talking with Ryan had told me that they said it was unconstitutional. So that's why it
yes. Oh yeah. You're right. Because that's what they did with the previous mayor at Dalton. Man, why is my memory going bad? Like,
it's old age. We'll work with you.
But you know who I'm talking about. Somebody in the chat, like, who was the mayor before Tiffany?
The light-skinned dude.
Yeah. So they did that to him.
I think his name.
They did that to him, and then he went and got something changed because I think he was trying to cap term limits on his trustees or his board, and then he went downstate. And
Rogers, she's right.
Yeah, Riley Rogers. Yes, thank you.
Yes,
but yeah, he that was the same thing with him. And it's crazy because like that could have affected like where I live at in South Holland, because DeGraff is, he's been the mayor for like 30 something years over here in South Holland.
And he's still the mayor. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, South Holland is the only, in this particular area, it's the only stable government. So I mean, look, I went to the South Holland meeting last week and we got out of it in like 30 minutes.
That's hilarious, right? Hilarious.
Hey, but and South Holland is not without its problems.
It's quiet though.
We've had some. Trust me, we've had some issues in South Holland, but it's like the thing I can appreciate about South Holland government is, they take care of their business and then they move on, and they allow they allow the people to come in and say what they need to say. We don't have a sign-in sheet to speak at public comment.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's basically when public comment happens, Mayor DeGraff is like, does anybody in the audience want to say something? and as simple as that. And they don't cap you on 3 minutes or nothing like that.
Really?
Like I've heard people talk for like about a good 5 minutes. And
5 minutes?
Yes, and it is a two-way conversation.
They even talk back?
Yes.
I've never seen that.
Oh yes. Oh, and also too, on certain ordinances that they approve or projects that like the board approves, they actually ask for public comments during those times.
For real?
Yeah.
It's like we in two different worlds.
Yeah. So it's so funny. Like, I invited Burgundy Blue to a South Holland meeting last year, and she was just like, when she saw like the meeting, the meeting plan and the itinerary, and it was like about a good page and a half. And she just assumed we was gonna be there for like about a good 2 hours. We ended that meeting in 35 minutes.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh my God, nobody shouted, you going to jail, and nobody screaming."
Really?
Where's the
35? That's why I said South Holland, if they had a problem, we would never know.
Yeah, well, see, that's the whole thing. South Holland does have issues. Like I have noticed a number of empty houses that are in South Holland.
Really?
South Holland South Holland has a good amount of empty houses in its area as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you will never know because of the fact that those houses are kept up, the lawns are manicured, and I guess whoever owns it, takes care of it. Because there's not a lot of houses that are owned by, oh, okay. Let's take a look at what did I say?
He said a whole lot, and he wasn't wrong on demographics.
Oh, okay. But
yeah, it's a tale of two different cities.
Yeah, and that's the thing. South Holland is 80% Black.
Is it?
Yes. And I might be forgiving on the numbers too. But the last that I saw, and this was recently, South Holland is about 80% Black.
Wow. And I thought it differently, right?
No, it's not. I remember when I moved in South Holland like 23 years ago. It was like about 50-50 during that time.
Okay.
But then a couple of years later, then it became like 60 and then 70 and then over the years, 80, because obviously, the white flight. I remember moving here. I had 2 white neighbors on the north and the south sides of my house, and they're both gone.
And they didn't just pass away, huh?
No, they didn't pass away. One of them moved, I don't know where, and the other one moved to Indiana. And the guy who lived on the north side of me, he actually worked for South Holland.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually worked for South Holland. So white flight. I think the only person on my block who's white, there's a couple that lives right across the street from me. I think they're the only white people on the block. So
okay.
Yeah. But no, South Holland is 80% Black now, if my numbers are correct. But we don't have the governmental issues that Dalton, Harvey, Riverdale, heck, even in some sense Cal City, even though Cal City is not completely dysfunctional. But they do still have somewhat of a working government there.
Yes. I want to say this about South Holland. I didn't realize one time I was doing my little drive-by, and when you make a right going north by McDonald's, I said, it's South Holland.
Oh yeah, there's like different like sections that you think is like that part right there, I think is like that's the border of Harvey and South Holland, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like I mean it's funny because if you go down like say 154th Street from King Drive all the way to if you're going east, if you go down 154th Street going east all the way to say what is that? Is that Woodlawn? I think it's Woodlawn.
Oh, they changed the name of it. That street. It's not Woodlawn anymore, is it? Is it Martin Luther King or something like that?
No, that's South Park.
Oh, okay.
So South Park, and this is something I got to talk to the administration about, because South Park, is Dr. Martin Luther King Drive.
Right.
The only part of Dr. Martin Luther King Drive that is now Dr. Martin Luther King Drive is in South Holland. We still have it named as South Park, because that was the original name of the street that ran, in this area all the way into the city.
Okay.
So like King Drive used to be called South Park. But if you go down 154th Street, starting from Cottage Grove all the way to, I think, Woodlawn. So, you drive by the old St. Jude's, Thornton Township High School football field.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is when you go east on 154th Street and you're going all the way up into Cottage Grove, on the right or the south side of it is actually South Holland, and then on the left side or the north part of the street is Dalton. However, when you cross over Cottage Grove, the south side of that street or the right side becomes Dalton, and then the left side of the north side becomes South Holland. I mean, it's interesting when you hit that Cottage Grove, and then everything just kind of like flips.
Yeah. And you're right about that. I mean, when you drive, you don't really realize or think about where you're at.
Yeah, and I think because my cousin actually lives, one of my cousins live in that little township or townhouse development that is over in right across the street from Thornridge High School, and that part is South Holland.
Oh yeah. That's yes. Yeah.
That little part of South Holland, and he was telling me, and I got to look this up because he said that some years ago South Holland made a deal with Dalton to buy that particular land of property.
Really?
Yeah. So I was going to do some research on that and kind of look that up.
Because I would have thought that was part of Dalton. No, part of South Holland. No, Dalton. I didn't remember where that. The only way I know what the streets are if I have to look at the signs. So when the signs turn color, that's how I know where we're at.
Yeah. So look at, like, if you go down 154th Street, because obviously during that in 154th Street is like South Holland, Dalton. If the sign is green, that's South Holland. If it's blue, it's Dalton.
Yes, you're right. But I also see now, which is very interesting, and I was shocked. I know it's a couple of weeks ago, but I noticed it again last night. When you go towards the expressway on Halsted, there used to be a diner. Now I see they building a gas station, and now they tore the diner down. What are they going to build there? I know that's South Holland, I'm sure. Or is that Hazel Crest?
Wait a minute.
Across the street from the dispensary.
Okay, you talking about? Okay, you go down. You talking about when we cross before we cross the bridge?
Yes.
Into Homewood.
Yes.
Okay. You mean to tell? Wait a minute. I thought that restaurant is still there.
No, it's torn down. The sign is there.
Okay, because they are building the gas station. They are building the gas station, but I thought it was on the other side.
No, the gas station they're building, and across the street where the restaurant was, is gone. They're building something over there.
Man, have I not noticed that? Because I drive by there all the time.
But the sign is still up there.
Okay, the sign is still up there, which, because I'm thinking like, okay, the sign's up there, it's still open, but you saying it's closed.
It's gone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is gone. And it must have been a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, week or two. Did you see what Zara wrote? She said, I know someone who thought she was buying a house in South Holland, but it's in Dalton.
Yeah, it is.
One moment. I gotta go blow my nose. Sorry, but you keep on talking. We can hear.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting when you think about the proximity of Dalton and South Holland. So like I said, when you go down 154th Street, one side is Dalton and then the other side is South Holland. But if you keep going and you hit, like, say, Cottage Grove, it flips. So that could be confusing to a lot of people.
But wouldn't it be well, even if you buy it, it should say it on your contract what town you living in.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know why people get both of them confused. So yeah. Because I mean, yeah, there are established, borders between Dalton and South Holland. I mean, obviously, like I live close to the border of Dalton. I can actually walk to Dalton if I want to. But yeah, I don't know why they would advertise it as being in South Holland when it's in Dalton. However, speaking of that, so I was at the last meeting, when I was at the last meeting in in South Holland, and there was a woman who was complaining about there's a real estate person who has been taking pictures of houses in South Holland and posting it on like Facebook and Instagram. And she was very much concerned about that because the person who was recording this was saying that was actually using the South Holland logo, and I forgot the name of this Facebook page, but it was called South Holland Community or something like that. And it's basically a real estate broker who's trying to sell, or basically he's trying to entice people to buy houses in South Holland, because the woman who was at the meeting said that he profiled her house and several houses that she know people lived in, but and she was like, why is he showing those houses? Those houses aren't even for sale. There was people that was living in those houses.
But don't that sounds illegal, even as a real estate agent.
And that's what she said. And so South Holland, South Holland police said they were going to look into it, and when they contact them, they was going to, do a cease and desist on doing that, because that's, I mean, it's a touchy subject because of the fact that, yeah, it's kind of like it's public space, but at the same time, if you're showing somebody's house, for a significant period of time, that's another issue. It's a difference of like if I'm driving, you doing your little ride along and you catch somebody's house, that's perfectly fine. But now you turn the camera and there's like, ooh, look at that house.
Oh, look at Clark's house right there. I'd be like, oh, I can't do that. But yeah,
exactly. So it's a real touchy subject when you talk about, putting people's houses on there.
And I was going to say that also, Miss Regina, that's definitely illegal. And he or she should be turned into the local real estate commission board.
Yeah, it's a he. Yeah, they found out it was a guy. So yeah, I don't know, like, what was his motive of showing houses that are not for sale? Like, that was the thing that the woman said. Like, it would be something if there was a house for sale, but they're showing her house and other people's houses that ain't even on the market.
When you say showing, maybe I missed that part. Showing it where?
The video is on Facebook. Like, she found it on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I was looking through the videos and I didn't see my house, so
okay. That is wild. How does that? And that's the scary part, right? Because if they do it, anybody can do it, and it's definitely false advertising. Was it for? She's Miss Virginia want to know, was that for advertising? Like, what was going on in the video?
Well, generally, it was just the video would show houses, and it was sort of like advertising South Holland as this, this hidden gem in the South suburbs. Like it was almost like an encouragement of buy a house in South Holland.
And that's still illegal to gear people to a certain area. What is it? I forgot what it's called. But that's you can't do that as a real estate agent. Hey, Amanda. You have to go to your local board first, then the national. Oh, to go to the Chicago board, Chicago Realtor. It's downtown on Michigan Avenue. Steering. God, Miss Regina. Yeah, you can. It's illegal to steering.
Yeah, it is, because I mean it's remnants of redlining and stuff like that. So, but no, I mean the mayor and the police chief there, and then also the attorney was gonna look into it and probably send him a letter to cease and desist, doing stuff like that. Because the one thing that they were saying, and the attorney was saying this too, he said, one of the things that they can really get him on is the use of the South Holland logo on a page, because that's not something South Holland endorses. So that's one thing that they could really get him on. Like, you cannot use our logo for something that we don't even endorse.
Yes. Oh, you really crossing boundaries. It sounds as though somebody's desperate to.
I don't know why he would do that. Like, because he literally had the South Holland logo on his site.
Like it's official. Ooh.
Like it was an official South Holland page.
Somebody about to lose their license. Ernesto says sometimes it's also good for scamming on Facebook.
I mean, it could be that definitely was probably something that was a scam, but no, I mean, those are kind of like the concerns that some of the residents put up, and then also too,
that's true.
Valbrick, there's a street in South Holland. It's on the south side of South Holland, close to the Lansing border, called Valbrick. Valbrick, they have some real nice houses on Valbrick. And I remember about 2 years ago, there was an issue of parties going on there. And the parties, what was happening was these parties had like these young people, and it was like 200 people in these parties. And so what was happening was the people who were living there couldn't get into their driveways because cars were parked in front of their driveways. And what they found out was there was somebody that was renting that house and was renting it out for parties.
Like Airbnb?
Not necessarily an Airbnb, but they were basically renting it out. Because when they found the owner, when they, eventually the residents had called the police, and when they found the owner didn't even live there. He was renting it out to somebody it was some young person who had a party there.
Got it.
And it was like on the 4th of July weekend, like about 2 years ago. Because I remember going to the meeting after that situation, and it was like almost all the residents in Valbrick was there.
So Valbrick, is that where like and when you it's like you make a cut through getting to Lansing, but that's Calumet City.
No, yeah, no, you're right. You're right, because it's closer to the Lansing border.
Okay.
But Valbrick, and then it's like a cul-de-sac. So at the end of the block, it's just like, just like kind of like a dead end. So the residents, complained about that, was like, we can't be having these parties there, and they were like really adamant about it. So for like 2 meetings straight, they came to the meeting. The South Holland finally put an ordinance on the books stating that if you have a party with more than 50 people, you have to get a permit, even in your own house.
Oh.
So so if I was to have a party with more than 50 people in it, I would have to get a permit.
So I mean, that family reunion need to be at the park.
Well, here's the thing. That ordinance only goes for inside the house. So what was so funny is, this is the funny part. Last year during the summer, I was at one of the South Holland meetings, and people from Valbrook showed up.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, what's going on this time? Guess what they did? Instead of having the party inside, they moved it outside. Because the ordinance basically stipulated people on the inside. So they moved it to the outside.
You know, it's hilarious.
It is. That was hilarious. I said, wow. They are slick.
Folks know how to manipulate the system.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, wow. Outside. And you still have the same problem because people are at your parking space.
Yeah, so I think they're working on doing that ordinance again. And but I mean, technically too, I know, like, when you have a get together at, like, say, one of the parks, I live closer to Veterans Park. You got to have a permit to have it. And the South Highland Police, they are on it. Like, I remember my church had their picnic there one year, and sure enough, it was there setting up, and about 5 minutes into it, South Highland Police came up, like, can we get a copy of the permit?
It just seems though that the police would have the permit that for that event.
You would think so, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, we had a copy of the permit, but they just wanted to see it. They were like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, I would think that the police would be like, all right, there's gonna be a reunion here, a church picnic here, just give them the rundown.
That's different. Because when I used to work for Multiple Sclerosis Society in events planning for the MS Walk, we had to let the police in that town know, everybody know. So it's like, it seems like everybody, when you get your permit, you still have to inform everyone. But Zara said, don't they have to let the neighbors know as well?
Well, let me see. So, I mean, there are houses there. I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure they let the neighbors know. But then also too, when you live behind a park like that, you're gonna have to probably deal with, okay, during the summertime, there's probably gonna be a lot of noise and a lot of music playing. So,
but you have noise ordinance?
It's not technically a residential, like kind of like a residential area, because it's a park.
Oh my God! Do you live near? What is that? It's a restaurant. What's a little cafe? It's so cute. The Hamptons. So is it the Hampton Social Hampton? That's dope. That's South Holland, isn't it?
The Hamptons.
Yeah, and it's so cute. And there's an upstairs. You get your food downstairs, like a little house.
You talking about Soho Cafe?
Yeah.
I'm like walking distance from there.
Oh my God, I love that place. I'm sorry. Side note.
Yeah, no, it take me like 6-7 minutes to walk there.
Okay, I know now. Yeah.
No, yeah, I know a lot about that. Yeah.
Yes, that was so cute. And that's one thing that I wish that Harvey had, those little cute places, quaint. And when I went, I felt safe. Now I probably let my guards down, but I felt safe when I went over there.
Oh, and like, if you notice, like, going down South Park, there's like construction going on not too far from it, because what they're going to do is they're building like a small business area.
Wow.
So generally what they're going to do is it's going to be like kind of like a mall, open air mall type thing, where it's just going to be nothing but small businesses in there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You got to keep us informed,
Mhm.
Gardis. Oh my God. How cute. That's what I say. Harvey need forward thinking people. How cute. And maybe the community would, shift around the change.
Well, also too, I need to ask this. Does Harvey have a business commerce? Do they have
I
who is
heard
the head
they
of the business
did.
commerce?
I asked that question and I heard they did, but I never got a real clear answer who it is and when they meet.
Yeah, cause like I was thinking about that during the whole Dalton situation, and we were like wondering like do they have a business commerce? Because the thing was that it was sort of like, well, they don't know who it is. It used to be Jason, because Jason House was the head of the business commerce at one point or another, and
Oh,
then all of a sudden that just kind of stopped.
that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm thinking about, it's called what I was just saying about the Soho Cafe. This
Mm-hmm.
little it's like a town center that they're building is called Soho Shops.
Wow.
So it's kind of gonna be like the Soho Cafe, except there's gonna be a whole bunch of them, but they're gonna be like little
Too
small businesses.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
See,
that's what
that's what I'm talking. That's forward thinking. It's like it's a different culture. It's.
Yeah, no, it's sort of like I mean it's the South Holland Business Association, and they do a great job of having these businesses.
Oh my God, that's cute.
And yeah, and we don't have to have a Walmart or a Target or anything like that to be a
No.
viable, to be a viable. And South Holland is basically kind of proving that. It's kind of proving that, like, hey,
Wow.
you know what? We don't need a Walmart here. We could just do our own business. And like the person who runs the South Holland Business Association,
Mhm.
Miss Davis, I mean, she's a very friendly person, outgoing. You'll see her at the meetings. She'll say hi to you. She asked me one time, was I interested in running a business? I'm like, no, I'm good. And so
Really?
I mean, I don't have any ideas of, I mean, I would like to have a business, but like I don't have an idea of what I want to do, so
Okay, okay. I think if you write everything down that you do, that you have done, your passions, it'll come to you. Because
maybe.
everybody got that in them. I'm just saying they had that spirit.
I know, but I don't have it. I don't have it targeted anywhere. Like
Okay.
like if I love, like, say, fashion designer clothes, yeah, I would have had a clothing store like years ago, but I
Mhm.
don't know what I want to do. Like my expertise is really in computers and technology, but um, you know, I don't like working technology anymore. So it's sort of like I'm doing something different.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We gonna have to pray for you.
I mean, yeah, just pray for me just in general. But I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
certain people just, we just work for a living. You know, my
Yes.
my dad worked for a living, and he made pretty good money, took care of us, took care of my brother, sister, my mom, and
Mhm.
and it wasn't too bad. Now, we had business owners in our family, like my uncle. My uncle James was like the millionaire of our family, because
Ooh.
he was the one that had the business.
Okay.
But and I know he used to tell my father, like, "Oh yeah, you get your own business too. I can help you out and everything." And my dad is like, "I got a good job. I'm good."
Miss Regina wanted to know, that's a good question. Who took that over for Dalton? I have no clue. South Holland should be an example for the remaining South suburbs.
Yeah, I mean, who is the? I'd have to. I have to ask somebody.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't, maybe because I don't go to the meetings anymore and I might go to one every now and then. But I don't know what they got going on over there.
Well, they just recently had a grand opening over at Rutgers
I did
Athletic.
see that.
Yeah, so, and I know Rutgers owns like a couple of
That's
businesses in
the cigar
Dalton,
lounge.
the cigar lounge. Now, the question is with that athletic center, because it used to be property of Dalton, of the village of Dalton.
Oh, they
Now,
bought that. What is it called? What was the place called before?
it used to be called Melanie
Yeah,
Fitness, and
Melody.
then
Oh, they bought Melody Fitness Center?
no, well, Dalton always had that property.
No, I mean the Rutgers.
Well, see, that's the question. Like, Burgundy Blue did a live earlier, and he asked the question like, okay, now who owns it now? Does Rutgers own it, or does the village of Dalton still own it? And he just leases it or rent it out. That's the question we want to try to find out.
Oh, probably the easiest way is go on the Cook County website and see who's paying the taxes on it. If it should have that information.
That's true. That's
Or
true.
the title.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's what we probably need to look up, because for the longest they were going to try to make that the Dalton Police Department.
Yes, I remember that was $50,000. Was that $50,000 for that sign?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, they were going to put Dalton Police in there, and it just never happened. But but yeah, so we got to find out if Rutgers actually owns it, or he's just renting it out from the village of Dalton, who was the original owners of that building.
And Miss Regina said, I thought I heard Beth say Rutgers was just renting it.
Yeah, and that's something we was gonna try to find out. But I mean, I can see that as well.
Yeah, I could see that still bring income in. But they was trying to sell it at one point.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna buy it?
Exactly.
Yeah, who's gonna buy it? Like that was my thing.
I know. Yeah. Okay, let me read these. Crook County. Okay. Hello, Mimi and JJ. That's Crook County. His kids, they watch. Tamika and the boys. She's starting her own reaction channels coming soon on YouTube.
Oh,
can't wait. Yes. I wish I had noise effect, but I don't. Okay, 2 blocks away. I saw people have chimed in. Oh, she's elderly. Hey, Amanda. Amanda said hello. She's running for alder person. I want to say the 3rd Ward in Harvey.
Oh, okay.
Young girl.
Okay.
Let's see. Definitely illegal. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't leave nobody out. Yeah, people be putting their real estate license in jeopardy. And my whole thing is, when you said that the person was driving around and videoed it, just think, you better make sure nobody's doing that with your titles then.
Well,
Get that alert.
Yeah, and that's why that lady came to the meeting and complained about that. So obviously, I'm assuming that he has been reached out to, and he probably was told, okay, you need to take those videos now.
Oh, Dan Lee. What's Dan Lee?
What happened to Dan Lee?
Yeah, what? Crook County? Why did Crook say Dan? Okay. That's why it's important for to run. It's a change Harvey needs right now. Definitely that. Oh, he said Dan Lee. I know Dan Lee live in Dalton.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Crook County. Let's see what he says. But the thought in my mind that somebody could just put something on your house and just go to the Cook County of Deeds and put get that title or something on your home, or somebody just taking a picture. I don't want nobody moving in or talking about I own your house now, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's scary.
It is. Yeah, it's like why are you taping or videoing houses that's not even on the market? That's our whole thing. It'd be different if these houses was for sale. Yeah, buy one of these houses, but not houses that people live in. Like that's kind of crazy. But like I was saying earlier, South Holland does have houses on the market. Like you can find houses on the market that some of them might not have signs on them, but they definitely, there's this one block that's not too far from me. I remember when I was getting signatures, when I was originally going to run for trustee of Thornton Township.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually beating the block because I
Really?
wanted to get signatures from my area first before I started getting signatures everywhere else. But I remember going down this one block. What's the name of this block? But it's like right down the street from me, and I counted at least about 5 empty houses on this block,
Really?
and this is in South Holland.
And that's the thing. And for those who are not from here, to go through South Holland, you would think you in an upscale, it's very nice, it's clean. So when you're talking about empty houses, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we the South Holland last year just lost the one of their oldest businesses, Watts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
They
lost
should
that.
have.
And I've been meaning to ask them about that. Like, okay, so what is the plan for that big space? Because Waltz has been in South Holland for like 80 something years, and
Yeah,
now
but look at it. How often
I
did you
mean
go there?
I went there maybe a couple of times. I mean, look, I didn't go there to shop. I went there like got a bag of potato chips. So.
They clearly needed to update that place.
No, you're right. You're right. That's a place that like I wouldn't go there to like say buy a boatload of groceries. Like I went there for lunch one time because they did have some good some of that good the food that they cook and
The
put it out.
deli?
Yeah, in the deli. They had some pretty decent deli food. And then I would go there to buy some potato chips that I can't find in any of the other local grocery stores in the
AT.
area.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, I didn't go there for anything else outside of those two things. But no,
Exactly.
you're right. You're right.
And they have put money into other Waltz. But that one right there, felt like it's stuck in a time zone. I said, I've gone. I ain't gonna lie, I've gone. More than I'm gonna tell you. And I'll be like, the conveyor belt don't move. They said no. I said, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it was pretty old. Now what got me was I was in the store one day and there was an incident that happened where the store manager who was there at the time accused this black guy of stealing some like chicken wings or something like that. And
Oh.
it was crazy because the guy was like, I ain't stealing nothing, and sure enough, it was like almost this fight that broke out between them. And so I think the cashier had de-escalated the situation, but I didn't feel comfortable of that guy, the store manager blaming this guy that he was stealing chicken wings or something like that. And obviously, you look at the racial aspect of it because the guy was black that was being accused, and store manager was a white guy, and it just seemed all wrong at the time. The optics of it was just it wasn't good. And so yeah, you're right. It was kind of stuck in a time machine. But now the city has this big empty space. Like, all right, now what are we gonna do with this?
I said you went buy meat. I bought meat there before. As Zara said, she missed that place. Tamika said, thank you for the shout out. Miss Regina said, have you ever thought about holding a candidate forum for the people that are running for office? Now, I remember one time, the last election when Clark ran, they did have a forum. Only McCaskill showed up and another one. Clark and the other ones did not show up for the for the forum, and there weren't a lot of people from a lot of residents of Harvey that went to this. It was at Thornton High School, and they didn't show a lot of people in the resident did not go to the forum that was had. Somehow we don't tend to come out and support like we should.
Well, I mean, the problem is,
Stanley is a head of committee.
Of what committee?
In Dalton.
I don't know what committee he's referring to.
Okay.
But the problem is local elections don't seem to be taken seriously as they state and national elections. Many people tend to put this emphasis on presidential elections, and I mean, don't get me wrong, presidential elections are very important, but at the same time, who you're voting for as mayor and trustee is much more vital than who's the president or who's your senator. And even you probably even want to kind of like focus on your state reps, because these are the people that will definitely impact your lives in these particular political situations. Because when you look at the average voter turnout for a local election, it's roughly like 20 to 30%. When you take a look at federal elections, and especially like the president, voter turnout is up to like 70% in these areas. And it's just kind of weird when you think about why are we so interested in we're that much interested in the presidential election, and then only 20 to 30% of the people vote for the mayor or trustees or whatever public officials. It was even weird with the Dalton election. You would have thought that election, the past election that they had, would have had a 100% turnout rate. And I think they barely broke the 27% participation rate. I said, wow, that is just that was kind of weird to me.
I think that needs to be studied, though.
Oh my God, yeah, that definitely needs to be studied. When you think about that whole situation, I mean, Tiffany was like one of the most unpopular mayors in the world, and Jason was the hero. He was coming to save Dalton. We need 100%. Dalton United, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And I don't even think 30% of the people came up and showed and voted.
But I think, and this is my humble opinion, but I still feel like the community is changing, and we don't always account for the change of the community. I still feel like Harvey is really pushing to more Spanish people. So I don't know the appropriate way to say it, Spanish speaking community, and the Indians. I believe a lot of Spanish people may not do the census because of, just for certain reasons, right? Because everybody don't want the government to know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably a significant amount of the Spanish-speaking people population that are undocumented, and right now this is not a good time to go out there and protest and vote or whatever they need to do. But
that's true. That's true. Because if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah, no.
And because I'm sure like there's a part in Harvey, it looks like Tijuana, but you'll never know it because it's out of the way.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how I end up over there. I looked, I'm like, what the hell am I? I thought I had potholes in my street and in my alley. But
yeah,
they got it's current. I drove by once, and I think I took on the queue over there too. I said we got to do this quick, but we did it in the daytime because it's unbelievable, to be honest.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, it's basically they're there, just kind of living there, because obviously, yeah, there's a political climate that would come over there, and I mean, I remember ICE agents were when the ICE agents were in the area, and that was one of the areas that they were kind of like focusing on. And hey, look, I hope people don't forget that ICE will be coming back in full force around March in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area.
Why March?
I'm thinking. So I was told by a reliable source, I don't know if it's true, but he's a reliable source, that ICE agents will be back in March. And I'm assuming it has something to do with the elections.
What election? Who's I mean, like,
well, there's elections that happens in March.
But I get that, but like, it's not a presidential election.
No, it's not a presidential election. It's, let me see, what elections are happening in March?
Yeah. Miss Regina said a lot of people think that there is no need to vote because my vote doesn't matter. Just look at how many people attended the meeting for knowledge and not drama.
Yeah, that is true. It's more state elections than federal elections. The federal elections don't happen until November. But
I can see the federal elections.
It's more state and it's more state and local elections. But now Regina's right. I mean, but the problem with electoral politics too is nobody really understands it. Nobody really knows how to engage it. And so when you think about, have you heard about some undocumented families living in some of them? I'm not sure. I know there are undocumented immigrants in South Holland, but I don't think they're living in the vacant houses.
Oh.
But you know, I think the problem is that people think that engaging in the political process is just voting. And that's really not the case. Like, voting is a mechanism. Voting is part of it. But if you're not fully engaged in it, then you'll probably won't understand who these candidates are. And then what'll probably happen is that people from these different parties will tell you, well, you need to vote for this person because he's a part of that party, vote for that person because they're a part of that party, or they'll engage in basically voting because they're not the other person. And it basically goes down to the political sickness that I always say as voting for the lesser of two evils. I think it's a political sickness that we have when we do that, because we don't know enough about our candidates. We just kind of flip a coin and say who's the lesser evil, because the lesser evil is still evil. So we're just not engaged in that. Now, I do encourage people to go to meetings to see what your government looks like. I think that's part of it as well, but that's not the full essence of it, because you also have to engage these politicians. You got to know who these politicians are. And so when you think about, somebody was asking me the other day about the congressional seat in our area, which, as we see, Jesse Jackson Jr. or Triple J, as most people call him, is running for that seat again. And I had to give him the brutally honest answer. He's going to win because
because of name.
Because of the name. Like, who would know? Because I think, who was it? Is it Donna Miller is one of the candidates? Like, she just started releasing her commercials out there.
Sure did. Yeah, I just seen that. You're right.
And before that time, it's like, who would know who Donna Miller was? Like, if Donna Miller walked up into a Dalton meeting or a Harvey meeting, like, how many people would have known who she was before they saw her in the commercials?
Oh, well, I saw her. I believe I saw her at Thornton Township when Napoleon Harris had that thing, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, but I mean, like,
other than
I would think somebody like you would probably know because you seem to like pay attention to politics. Like the average person who doesn't pay attention to it wouldn't know who these people are.
And to be honest, had I not gone that night, I wouldn't have known who she was either.
And I thought about this because they would the person I was discussing was saying about how, you know, politics has become a popularity contest. And it's interesting because remember that same night, Juliana Stratton was there.
Yep.
And I now remember the person I was engaged in this political discussion with was like, don't nobody really know who Juliana Stratton is? She's
very nice though.
Yeah, she hides behind JB Pritzker, and probably not a lot of people will probably know who she was if she walked up to him. And I remember him saying that, and I remember when Juliana Stratton came to me and said, "Hi, I'm Juliana Stratton," and I said, "I know exactly who you are."
And now I had to ask somebody, the person next to me, who is she?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because she is not like out there like that.
No.
So even though she is the lieutenant governor, she's the lieutenant governor. But you know, not a lot of people would know who she is. But yeah, that was strange because when he said that, I thought about that encounter with Juliana Stratton. I'm like, she just like walked up to me like I didn't know who she was. I was like, I know exactly who you are.
Yeah, I didn't know. There's a lot of them I did not know. I was like, oh, okay. March 17th.
But I mean, she's running for state senator, so.
Oh, Sidney Moore. Sidney's running. You know, Sidney, I ran into him at the gas station. He was the guy who ran for Thornton Township supervisor. Oh, and he told me he was running. Okay. Oh God, well, cancel. Sorry. Thought I could see more, but I can't. Well, let me stop. I'm sorry. Interesting. Oh, here it is right here. I just say some people I don't know, and I still don't know him. Now see, Sidney Moore. I'm not sure what's. Let me show you this real quick. Okay, so Robert Peters, state senator, Willie Preston, state senator, Donna Miller, Cook County commissioner, Yamika Brown, Metropolitan Water Reclamation District commissioner.
Okay, my bad. Donna Miller is running for Cook County commissioner. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, where is Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Oh, well, this ain't the one with Jesse Jackson Jr. on it, is it? No. Tony C. Brown.
Yeah, those look like local elections.
This is for the congressional district seat.
Some of them are not. Hold on. Congressional seat. Oh no. I'm sorry. Donna Miller is already a Cook County commissioner. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
That is right. That's right.
That's what Amanda said. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh yeah, and I know like Yamika Brown would get no votes from Harvey or most of them.
Say no.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I know Peters, I know Preston, I know Miller, Yamika, I know who Sidney is, but these other ones, I don't know who they are. Like, Adele Regis. I wonder if she was the one that. I wonder if she was the one that said that she was from Indiana at that night, a Napoleon's thing. I wonder if that's her. Then there's Eric France.
I don't know.
Patrick Keating. And see, that was the only 3 I don't know on this list.
Interesting, right? Let's see. Hopefully this could help me to show like who's running for what in March 2026. I guess I'll do which one would I do? Municipal?
Yeah, try the municipal.
Okay. Okay, these are the district. Emmanuel Jones. Oh, I don't even know what district I'm in. That's horrible. Are these the people? I'm sorry. These are the people who are running? Are these the candidates?
Let's see.
This is for Illinois State Senator.
I can't hardly see it.
Oh, hold on. I can fix that for us.
Hold on, let me see. Because I'm trying to pull it up myself.
Okay. Trying to find. Oh, Napoleon Hill did not make the ballot. What? No, so Napoleon Hill is running for District 15. He running again? Is he up for election for?
I didn't realize he was up for election.
Now this said 2020. Let's go back. Illinois. Hold on. Everything you need to know about. Okay, Napoleon Harris, Democratic Party, is a member of the Illinois Senate, represented District 15. He assumes office 2013, and his current term ends 2027. How can he hold 2 offices?
Well, actually, should be 26 because he was reelected in 22.
But wouldn't even though if he runs, then it has another election in November, and then will he leave or whatever?
Okay, so
committee mayor. Mm-hmm.
So he would probably be in the primary and then run for the well, yeah.
He makes $93,000 just in that position alone
as a senator, and that's not including his $200,000 salary at Thornton Township.
He make more at Thornton Township with less people.
Exactly.
And he get $178 per diem.
He makes more money, twice as much at a smaller municipality than his state senator job, which is absolutely crazy.
Oh, and she's right too. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Harris was assigned to the following committees. And listen, I ain't trying to be funny, but he a Christian though. He Baptist. He owner operator 2 beggars.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Regina made a valid point. Let me go back. I just want to, and she's right about this. Hold on. Let's go back to our old friend. Did you see that? Napoleon Harris. Nobody's running against him.
Well, I think he was running unopposed last time. Let me see. Who did he run against in 2022? Yeah, he ran unopposed.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I'll count this man's money. But how can he run unopposed? Why hasn't anybody ran against him?
Let's see.
That's wow.
Yeah, he basically ran unopposed. Oh, there were 13 write-ins against him.
What site are you looking at?
The Illinois Board of Election.
Let's go look at the Illinois Board of Election.
Illinois State Board of Election. They have election results in here too. Yeah, he ran. He ran unopposed. Like, I don't see any other candidates in his. So yeah, he ran unopposed. And that's
Illinois.
That's a huge problem.
I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? What is it called again?
Illinois State Board of Elections.
Okay.
Now let me see if I could put it in the private chat or something. Let's see.
I got it. She got it. I'm a little slow, but I was born yesterday, but not to this day. I got it.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
Okay. And that should take you directly to the
I see the private message right here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so if you go to the 15th Senate, you'll see he has no candidates. Yeah, that was him.
Wow. In 2022.
Yep, ran unopposed.
That's some. And he's running unopposed again. Gardis, what was the limit or term again?
What was the limit on terms again?
It's a 4-year term, right?
If you're referring to state senators, there is no term limit.
Oh, so he can just. Oh yeah, because look at what's the one? The old guy.
Michael Madigan.
Yeah.
He was there forever.
Like, who was that for? Napoleon Harris. That is interesting. Running for office. Okay. I don't know. Let's just give you. I want to see who is running in March. How would I do that?
Let me see. So you're already in the, let's see, the 2026. Okay. I don't think you have to Google it.
Okay. Because now that's interesting, right?
Yeah. Well, also too, the political process is so, one of the reasons why it's so corrupt now is because of the fact that money plays a huge factor in politics now. You know, before Citizens, before the United States, before the Citizens United case, there was only a certain amount of money that you can spend in politics. But now, when that ruling happened, like about 15 years ago, you know, the floodgates had basically opened, and people can spend as much money as they want to now.
You know what it reminds me of when I think of elections? I remember like being in high school years ago, many moons ago, and you had to vote who's going to be your class president. The person who everybody likes got to be the class president. Or what was that called back in the day? Not they teach you about elections and stuff. And it was always the popular person who got in. And that's what it's about.
That is true. But then there was still some work that people had to do.
Amanda said that case brought in the super PAC.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened, because now at that point, corporations were legally people now. Before, corporations were not allowed to distribute, you know, or add to this campaign of a particular person, because, like I said, in some elections you had a cap on how much you can spend politically. But now that corporations can put billions and billions of dollars into people's campaigns, Now you have
Student
this,
council, yes.
you know. So money is a prominent thing now. Like if I last talked to a former alderman in Chicago, I think he told me that now to run for alderman in the city of Chicago, you would need at least $1.5 million. And that's at least $1.5 million. That's like the low end campaign budget.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
But you know what? What's interesting about what you just said? If there's 50 aldermen in Chicago, each one needs $1 million. That's 50 million.
Yeah, exactly. But that was, I mean, that's the war chest that if I can remember, Rahm Emanuel had. Rahm Emanuel was going to every election starting with $50 million.
But he had his father-in-law.
Yeah, that's true. But because he only won 2 elections, right? I think he only won 2 times, Rahm Emanuel. And each time he walked in with $50 million to start off with.
50 million.
Yeah, but
you
I mean,
can solve a lot of problems.
I mean, yeah, that's what you need to have to, run for, to run for mayor of Chicago. And, and I'm pretty sure, somebody like Brandon Johnson doesn't have that type of capital, but he has CTU backing him. And obviously we all know he wouldn't have won if CTU didn't back him, because they're the political machine that funds his campaign.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not as down on Brandon Johnson as most people are. I think he's made his mistakes. I think he's made mistakes, but I don't think it was an effort to benefit himself. I think his mistakes are more just there were things that he should have did that other mayors would have done. Like, for instance, he kept a lot of people in his administration from previous administrations, like, Lightfoot, Rahm, and even some people from the Daley administration. Like, to me, if I was ever mayor, like, everybody would be gone and I would bring in my own team. And I think that was his issue. I think his issue was he's getting all these people from these other administrations, and from my standpoint, they're giving him bad advice. They're giving him bad advice, and there were things that I don't think he expected, like the whole immigration thing, or I wouldn't even say immigration. I would say basically it was literally human trafficking. When you think about the governor of Texas sending all of those immigrants from his state all the way to Chicago. Like, why would you do that? Matter of fact,
I debate you on that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I debate you on that, because what was the state of Texas to do? They had to pay that money, and that they've been keeping the people from coming over illegally. So it's like putting it all in one basket, and soon it's going to burst. So at some point it was going to burst. And if you can help, and you saying you're a sanctuary city, oh, okay, well, you're going to help facilitate and pay for this. Now, the way they did it is not right, but it has to start from the up. The president or whoever should have said, okay, this is what we have to do. And that's why I talk about power forward thinking people is eventually what's going to happen. And the one thing I realized in the United States is every year there's always something. So this was going to happen eventually.
Okay. Well, let me ask this. So was there ever a situation where, and this is going to the ICE conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't Governor Abbott just allow immigration enforcement to just do their job and just deport these people from where they're at in Texas? Like, why would you round them up if you know they're illegal? Why would you round them up and send them into the heart of the country when you had an obligation or a duty as a governor to not only protect the state of Texas, but to protect the union, because you're a border state, that, okay, these are illegal immigrants. We need to process them and deport them back to their own country. Like, why didn't that process happen?
And I would say that's in hindsight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of it all, out of frustration or whatever they had going on, somebody had to do something to protect the borders with the federal government who were supposed to protect the borders.
And I agree. But like I said, why don't you run through the process of processing these illegal immigrants and then sending them back to their country?
I agree with that part.
I mean, simple as that. Just send them back.
But the problem was the previous president was too sick to deal with it. So it was like a floodgate. I say he was sick because it's like he just stopped dealing with it.
Don't get me wrong. I was actually surprised President Biden even served out his term. Yeah. I was afraid he was going to die during his term, but I mean, thank God he survived. So, because there would have been a lot of, I think the politics would have been a little chaotic if he would have died in office.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, for me, I think as a dutiful agent of, like I said, not just the state of Texas, but the United States, you are obliged to do this, whether the borders are protected or not. The law is, if there is an illegal immigrant in this country, they are sent to immigration court. Immigration court basically determines if they can stay here and be deported, and then at that point, deport them. If the judge says they can't stay here, deport them, and then take the bus that you were sending all of the immigrants to Chicago, take that bus and shoot them back over to the border.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, I understand that border protection was not as strong as it is now, but still, the duty of an official of the state and the federal government is to deport illegal immigrants in a dutiful and lawful manner.
I agree. Yeah, especially lawful at this point. Again, it's like we talk about in hindsight. If it was taken care of beforehand, these people would never be or gone through what they have gone through. Like people dying, like just coming here because they say, "Oh, it's open border," right? We could have did more to save people's lives before it gotten out of control. Today, it's unfortunate that we're here now. It's so unfortunate.
But also too, when you talk about foreign policy, and this is another thing that not a lot of us pay attention to, because we as Americans, we often think of ourselves as the United States living in a bubble, that whatever happens out there doesn't affect anything here. Like we don't care about what happened in Venezuela, what's happening in Africa, what's happening in Asia, whatever. But people don't get the connection of things that happen out there are affecting local things here.
Yes.
And it may not seem like it's a straight line, but the connection is there.
Yes.
So when you think about, and I'm surprised, like, why isn't people asking themselves, okay, why are so many Venezuelans coming over here? And this was something that I asked people years ago when Venezuelans started coming over here. Okay, why are Venezuelans coming here? Like, what is the problem? What is the problem with their country? So when you look at the history of it and you look at why does the United States have economic sanctions and an embargo on that country? Of course, that is going to collapse that country's economy, because when you look at the essence of an economy, one of the biggest factors of a strong economy is the
oil.
Well, not just the oil, but imports.
Yeah.
Imports. If you are not allowed to get anything from any other country outside of your particular area, your economy will collapse. Because the thing is that Venezuela is like 99% of the countries in this world, and that's including the United States, that does not make everything. We are unable to make, like, even the United States, we can't make everything that we consume. We have to get imports. Like, for instance, coffee. Coffee is an import. Now, imagine if somebody had the power to stop all coffee imports in this country. This economy will collapse just off of coffee.
Yes.
But think about Venezuela. Venezuela was blockaded from trading with any country in its hemisphere, and any country that deals with the United States, which is 95% of the countries in this world. And so now that you can't get anything, you can't really get the tools or the technology to process your oil to even sell it. So now you got a whole bunch of stuff that you can't even give away, and you have this crumbling economy that is putting people out of jobs, making people destitute. So now where are they going to go? They're going to go to the United States. Right. And that's what they've been doing for the last couple of years, because of the fact that we have economically killed them. We have declared economic warfare against that country because of the fact that they're a socialist country. That's the only reason why. Why does it matter that Venezuela is a socialist country? Why does it matter to us?
And what's the answer?
It's an answer. It is a question I was asking. Like, why does it matter to us?
I know that the tariffs that are across the world with the United States that Trump has put on different places has started to affect truck drivers. My son, who he drives, and he said it's getting scary out there.
Well, of course, because these tariffs are not based off of any form of metric or data, or even relations or negotiations with these foreign countries. It's just based off of, well, we don't like the way we're doing business with you, we're gonna slap these tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so dangerous when you think about just nilly-willy throwing numbers out there and saying, hey, we're just gonna slap tariffs on you. Literally, it's just basically like, I'm gonna throw an arrow at this world map of the world, and that's where we're gonna drop a nuclear bomb on.
Scary, but
I mean, in a lesser form, that's what the tariffs are.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing a dart at this map of the world. Okay, Taiwan, Taipei. Okay, all right, We'll slap economic sanctions. Oh, let's see. Bolivia. Oh yeah, we'll slap tariffs on them. Okay, yeah, let's slap tariffs on France. Let's slap tariffs on Angola. That's exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
No rhyme or reason or anything.
So that's why it's important to vote.
Well, I mean, it's important to vote, but I don't think that's why you should vote.
No. I'm saying it's like we voted for a lot of people. Not we, but people. A lot of people voted for Trump, thinking that he was going to be better, but it ended up being worse. Again, this is what happens when people don't vet candidates or show up to vote.
Well, Trump shouldn't have been a candidate in the first place. He's literally convicted in a New York court for obstructing justice and lying to federal officials.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on 36 counts, which if this was me or you, we'd be in a New York jail cell right now.
So if that's the case, how can Jesse Jackson Jr. run again?
Well, I mean, Jesse served his time.
But okay, but when he has a felony, don't he?
He has a felony, but he's not a currently convicted felon anymore. He served his time.
So you telling me somebody gets out of jail, they do their time, they're no longer a felon?
Well, I mean, if they're not in jail, no. I mean, it is on their record that they were a convicted felon at one point. But it's one thing to have that record, but then, you know, if you're out and you served your time, then you're a regular citizen now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you served your time. Trump has not served his time. So he is still a standing convicted felon.
Is he supposed to go to jail?
Yes. Like I said,
that's not going to happen.
If it was you and me, well, now he can't go to jail because he's the president.
Even when he's done, he's still not going.
Well, and that is a problem. That is a huge, huge problem. Because here's the thing. Whoever's the next president, there has to be something in his or her campaign that states, if I'm president, I will convict Donald Trump. I will have the Justice Department convict Donald Trump and all of the people in his administrations for war crimes, for constitutional, for violations against the Constitution. Like all of that stuff should be on the table. Like literally, there should be a Nuremberg trial type of trial that happens with him. Like everybody who worked for Donald Trump, including Donald Trump himself, they should have a literal trial. Be like, all right, convicted, you going to jail for life. Simple as that. Because here's what's going to happen. If they don't hold him accountable for the massive human rights violations, the war crimes that he's been doing, violation of the Constitution, if they do not hold him accountable for all of that stuff, years down the line, and it'll be sooner than later, we're going to have a president that is worse than Donald Trump. Because here's the thing. The phenomenon of Donald Trump just didn't happen. It's not a recent, like the rise of Donald Trump is not like a recent event. This is a process of historical analysis that tells you that the presidents who have committed war crimes and human rights violations, because there have been several presidents that have done that, none of them have gone to jail. And we can start with like even recent history with Richard Nixon. I mean, Nixon was, I mean, that dude was a criminal. But what happens? He leaves office, and then Gerald Ford pardons him. And he gets to write a book. They get a movie out of him, et cetera, et cetera. And then here's the thing. So people thought, well, okay, it couldn't get no worse than Nixon. And then here comes Reagan. And what happens with Reagan? The Iran-Contra scandal.
Yeah.
Where he got away scot-free with that. No jail time, no nothing. But as you see each president getting progressively worse. And I'm including Bill Clinton in this too.
Not Obama though. Don't talk about Obama.
Oh, I will talk about Obama. I will talk about Obama, but I mean, look, if you feel that strong about him, I won't say anything. But I got some words for him too.
Really? What you got to say about Obama?
Okay, so there used to be a country in Africa called Libya, one of the richest countries in Africa, oil rich, everything. Country was literally destroyed under Obama's administration. Matter of fact, Obama and Hillary Clinton were the mainstays that convinced NATO to go in and bomb and kill Gaddafi. But now Libya is like one of the most unstable nations in Africa right now. They literally have slave trade markets there. So, and then we're not even talking about the drone strikes that Obama ordered against the Sudanese and the Somalians, but that's another story.
Okay.
And let's not even talk about one of the first things that he had to take care of, because if you all remember when he first got in, the economy collapsed because of the housing bubble crisis. So people were losing jobs. People's home rates was just going out the roof. People were losing homes. Economy was just going wild. And so what does Obama do? Everybody was asking them to bail out the people. The people need money, et cetera, et cetera. What does he do? He bails out the banks. The industry that were the culprits of the economic crash. So why did he give $15 trillion to the banks? We don't know.
And he gave money, and at some point they still went out of business.
Yes.
And was that money ever paid back?
I don't know, but I doubt it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Obama.
Okay. It was good while it lasts.
Hey, look, I will say this. Yes, I did vote for him the first term. Second term, I was kind of like, yeah, no, thank you.
No. So after Obama, we had
Trump, who was a guy
1.0.
Yeah, he was 45.
45.
And see, my whole thing was, so if you all remember, Trump had previously ran for president 2 times before that and was ousted sadly in the primaries. Like, I think in 2012, he didn't even make it to the ballot in some states, which that was how much of a joke he was when he previously ran for president. But then he found his niche of stirring up the right wing, or I call it the white wing racist in the country, basically awakening them because they had to endure 8 years of of a Negro in their office.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, while I criticize Obama, I don't criticize him because he's a black man. I criticize his politics.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of, like, it's so funny. Like when I discuss this with right wingers, they always harp on his being black and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care about that. That's not what I criticize Obama for.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the things that I criticize him for, they approve of that. Like that whole Libya stuff. They don't talk about that with him. It's like, no, I want to talk about that.
Or that he deported more people than Trump, but nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about that either.
But Trump is trying to outdo that.
Oh yeah, but Trump is doing it. The problem, the difference between Obama / Biden and Trump is it's the process, the way he's doing it. Like he's literally sending ICE agents to take these people and put them in detention centers, and then not even, well, originally last year he was basically deporting them without judicial hearings or anything like that, which was illegal within its own right. Mm-hmm. But now he's basically just like, there was that one guy that ICE had put in a detention center. He went to court. The immigration court released him, and ICE arrested him again.
Yeah, I just saw it. Didn't I just see something like that this week?
It was this week, and so it was sort of like, okay, the courts told you that they need to release him, and they got him again. So ICE now has become a semi-judicial entity now, which that's not constitutional.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the judge and jury. You are the enforcement. You are the ones who take the orders from the judges that says, hey, go get this guy. This is and that's it. Not from Kristi Noem or from Donald Trump or any of these other people that don't want to cooperate with the courts, because that's the whole issue with with the system, with the law enforcement system now. The enforcers and the judges should be working hand in hand, but they're not working hand in hand in these situations.
Which is scary.
Yeah, the enforcers now are the judges.
Mm-hmm. They aggressive with it. Yeah, it's getting out of it has gotten out of hand, and they don't have a pulse. It's almost like if we lived in a third world country, right? And I don't want to. I'm going to say, but I don't want to say the name is wrong. But just they want to disrupt the government, right? So they come up with their own part of the government and soldiers to turn over. And that's what they're doing now. It's a disruption. It's a disruption. And it's going to get worse. The sad part about this.
Well, I mean, what has happened is they've broken the Constitution, where in the essence of who runs the government, we have the three judicial branches. There's the executive, there's the legislative, and there's the judicial. Well, in this case, there's only the executive. The judicial and even the legislative, who is majority Republican now, don't even count.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Supreme Court, who is majority Republican, they don't even count.
Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, like, you remember, like, back in the day, I just talked about this movie, and it was Sidney Poitier and the guy from Archie Bunker. I believe it was Archie Bunker.
Oh, Heat of the Night.
No, it was another. No, it wasn't. It's a different movie. And it was the black Sidney Poitier was a FBI agent, and he just happened to stop in this one town where the police officer was unalive, and they took in a black guy, and they used the. Let me tell you what this new movie is, because it was a good movie. I watch it over and over again.
It's not Burning Mississippi, is it?
No, Sidney, but it reminds Sidney Poitier. Okay. And I bring that up because, um, and even with Mississippi burning and how the federal agents came down to help the people, right? Now it's just like it's coming down to hurt the people.
Okay, and you're saying it's not Heat of the Night.
No, Sidney Poitier. What's the man name for Archie Bunker? Ed Iser.
Ed I. No, no, he's not Archie Bunker. That was Archie Bunker was played by okay, hold on. Archie Bunker was played by Carol O'Connor.
Yeah. I'm like, how can I forget that?
Yeah, Carol O'Connor. So that's an interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the name of this movie. It wasn't The Heat of the Night. It was an old movie.
Okay, is it older than Heat of the Night?
Yes.
Okay.
It keeps coming there. I have found it.
And you say he played the FBI agent?
Yes. Was that Carol O'Connor? That was Carol O'Connor. FBI agent. Let me take Carol O'Connor out of here. Not Shoot to Kill.
Yeah, Shoot to Kill was like the only. Shoot to Kill and Lil Nikita was the two movies he was slated as an FBI agent. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I'll figure it out before it's over.
Okay. What were you saying about?
I would just say it just reminds me of like the federal government. They would come to these towns back in the day to help the black people. Now the federal government agents are now coming through and hurting people. One time it was meant to save and help, and now they're hurting.
Well, here's the thing. Let's not forget that. I mean, the FBI took down some major black political organizations over the years. The Black Panthers were one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely infiltrated and took down the Black Panthers. They took down the African Liberation Army. They've actually infiltrated Dr. King's organization. They've infiltrated SNCC. They've infiltrated. I mean, some might say that they're still infiltrating the Nation of Islam.
But I'm talking about now. Those were things that happened then, but because of the person who is in office now, they're not helping.
Well, like I said, there's still talks that they're infiltrating the Nation of Islam right now. And I would say this from a personal standpoint. I was at a couple of years ago. I went to a meeting at the mosque. Hello.
Sorry, I lost the signal.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. Oh yeah, I lost my signal.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I was at a meeting at the mosque, and there was some brothers that was there who we literally, because there were like people like myself and other people there. We were not like official NOI members, but there was a brother there that we all kind of assumed like that dude is an agent. He's got to be an agent, and sure enough, somebody found out he was. So
really,
yeah, but yeah, they still infiltrate the nation.
Okay. So why is the border patrol in Minnesota if there's no border in Minnesota?
Because you still border Canada.
Oh. Oh, you can get to Canada through Minnesota?
Well, yeah, Minnesota. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it does border Canada.
And you're right, it was in Heated or Not. I thought it was called something else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah, you're right.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure Minneapolis borders Canada. Yeah, Minnesota does border Canada. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Michael. Yes. Okay.
Minneapolis is not a border city, but I mean Minnesota is a border state.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is interesting. Okay, I got to pull it up to see. Oh, you can get to. You gotta know. Oh my God, did I miss a class in high school? In college. You're right. You sure can. Duh. Okay. Okay. I had to double check.
Now people were wondering, like, okay, so why are Border Patrol people in Chicago? Because of the fact that, well, this is the justification they say because Chicago is on Lake Michigan. I don't know what that has to do with
border.
Border. However, I think the explanation, and I'm just guessing here, I think the explanation is because Lake Michigan is part of the Great Lakes, like Lake Superior, Lake Erie. You can actually sail from Canada onto those lakes.
You know how, well, I would say, you know how hard it is to get into Canada?
Oh, man. I mean, now it is. Now it's so funny. There was a friend of mine was saying she had a neighbor who was trying to go to Canada, and they were asking her like a billion questions, like, why you want to go to Canada? What's the, and what was interesting is she said if she would have tried to move to Canada like 10, 15 years ago, she would have had no problems. Like no issues at all.
Oh, really?
Because apparently she's been to Canada several times, and it's like literally you could just walk over to Canada and be like, all right, here's my. There was a point in time where you didn't even have to show a passport, and this was kind of like pre 9/11. But then after 9/11, then you have to show a passport and everything. But yeah, before 9/11, you didn't even have to have a passport to go over to Canada.
Yeah, I went to Canada for the first time. I want to say time's going so fast, right? I want to say at least a year and a half ago, and went through Detroit. I said, was standing on the Detroit American side to look over to Canada. I said, oh my God. I never thought we were that close that you can physically touch each other. But I ended up going to Niagara Falls on the Canada side, but through Detroit and drove through Canada. But when I tell you, they ask you 50 million questions and then they stare at you. And I'm like, oh, let me have my hands up because I didn't know what to do. They want to know, why are you here? How long are you going to be here? What's your plans? Where are you going to stay? And I figured on your way out, they was going to check you out, out the computer that you came back through.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like that. But I'll tell you this, I went to Israel. I went to Israel 6 years ago, and I'll never go back there again.
Really?
Because for one, going through that airport, they asked me a billion questions, and they did everything short, but take me in the back room and interrogate me. So, and the way I was kind of treated there was, I just didn't like it. I was often ignored, and I wasn't too sure if it was because I was Black, or I was American, or I was both. However, we were in my group went to Bethlehem. And there's a part of Bethlehem that was under Palestinian occupation. And my group basically went over where the Israelis were. I went to the Palestinian side because there was a bookstore that I saw over there, and I was like, oh, and I like bookstores. I see a whole bunch of books, libraries. I'm like, I'm going. And it was a Palestinian bookstore. And I was having a nice conversation with him. And I noticed like a lot of the Palestinians looked at me like, oh, they started speaking that Arab, and it was like, no, I'm actually American, because some people thought that I was Palestinian.
Okay, I can see that.
But I was telling them about my experience, and they told me, they was like, yeah, because they probably think that you look like one of us, that you were one of us. So that was why I got a lot of crazy reactions and looks from them.
You weren't afraid to be over there because did you go to the bookstore by yourself?
Yeah, I went there by myself.
Okay. You very adventurous.
Yeah, but I mean, my group wasn't too far.
Okay.
That wasn't too far, because the area that we were in, it was sort of like this mall type area, and it was like it was only separated by like 600-700 feet or something like that.
Okay.
So I just decided to go over to the Palestinian area, and like I said, because they had a bookstore over there. So I had a conversation with the Palestinian brothers and sisters, and they've always treated me right when I was over there.
Okay.
So that's how I distinguish who was a Palestinian and who was an Israeli.
Did you go often to visit over there?
No, I just went that one time because I had to part of my as you know, I graduated from seminary school.
Yes.
And one of the things that I had to do was go over to we Catholics, we call it the Holy Land.
Yes.
I don't like calling it the Holy Land. I call it something else. But it is the place that Jesus walked, and et cetera, et cetera. But I did have a spiritual realization over there, because like people would always tell me before I went, it was like, "Ooh, you're gonna walk where Jesus taught his disciples." We went to Galilee, we went to Capernaum, we went to all these places we saw in the Bible that Jesus walked. And we was in Jerusalem, and we was in the place where Jesus had his Last Supper, and where Jesus was buried. We went over to Bethlehem, and there's a church built, the Church of the Nativity, and everybody was like, that you're going to have such a spiritual revelation there, et cetera, et cetera. I'm telling you, D-Love, I went over there, and it felt so cheap.
Really?
Like when we went to the Church of the Nativity. This is the so-called the place where they built a church over where Jesus, they say, was possibly born at.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, so we went in there, but then we did go to the tomb where Jesus was so-called buried at.
Did you take pictures?
Here's the thing. So the line was so long, like the line, like most of the lines that we were in, we were waiting for like 45 minutes to an hour just to get in. And then when we get in there, you only get like about 10 seconds. And then they just kind of like move you out.
I see why you said cheapen.
It was cheap. It was a cheapened experience. However, here's the revelation that I came up with, because I said this. I said, you know what? It really doesn't matter where Jesus walked when he was on this earth. What matters to me is Jesus walking with me today?
Yes, that is a true fact.
that was the revelation I came up with.
Yes.
Is Jesus walking with me today? And that's the question that I had to ask myself.
Yeah, drop the mic on that one. So let me ask a question. So, like, there's a place in Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the Guadalupe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Guadalupe.
Have you ever been there?
I want to go there. I haven't been there. Okay. I do want to go there. Yeah, but they have a picture of Guadalupe in Des Plaines. It's over at the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Okay.
But it's a huge thing during her feast day, which is on the 8th. I think it's the 8th of December.
Oh.
Yes, the 8th of December. So no, I'm sorry, the 12th of December. 12th of December, because the 8th is the Immaculate Conception. But the 12th of December is the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Wow. You know, you have a lot of history stored up inside of you. Definitely. Well, Gerda, it's been 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I hope you come back soon.
Hey, look. I'm available, you know.
Okay. Whenever you see me live, you know I'm gonna drop that link. You know, we're gonna have to talk about what's going on and tell us when OMG the Soho little mall. They just don't understand. These people out here don't really understand this Soho mall because it's a vibe.
Yeah, it is. It is. And yeah, you're right. I think if it's successful as the Soho Cafe, this Soho Mall is gonna be something else. I agree with you, because for one, it won't take up, like it won't be like this major department stores that we see in a lot of suburbs, and a lot of suburbs are trying to get. These are small businesses, mostly people that probably live in the community, and that's where the vibe is at.
That's the fact. Oh, listen, I'm gonna be there with my camera and my selfie stick to take that tour. They don't understand. It's like being in Homewood and our Homewood has their little quirky little stores and little restaurants. I didn't even know there's a hotel in Homewood. But in South Holland down the street, go to the Soho, baby. You think you in some upscale, bourgeois place.
Lansing has some of those type of stores too.
It ain't the same.
No, Lansing does. Lansing. If you go to like I think that's downtown or close to downtown Lansing. They have those like little mom and pop shops that's like quaint, and they got that restaurant that's there that's pretty decent. It's like that cafe.
Yeah, restaurant. It's cute. But again, South Holland is cuter. I don't care what. It's a thing. Ain't nobody running to Lansing to go eat now. But I'm just saying, no shade to the Lansing folks. So, but I appreciate you so much, Gardis. Will you be doing your own YouTube show soon?
I've been asked about that. I don't know. I just, for one, I gotta come up with a strategy of what I want to say and do, because I don't want to be one of these people just getting on the mic and just start rambling.
No, I get that. But you have a wealth of information, from religion to political to history. So it'll never be a dull moment with you.
Well, we'll see.
And you have a voice for it too. So.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't think nobody's complimented me on my voice, but okay.
Yeah, it makes you want to listen.
Yeah, because I mean, like you actually have a radio voice. Like you have a like a nice soothing, like I can see you on like Midnight Love,
Hey.
Because that's the type of voice you have. Like I would listen to a Midnight Love show with D-Love.
Okay, I can't do that show because I ain't got no love now. But yes, well, I look forward definitely, and that's how I'm gonna do more, um, do more lives this year.
Mhm.
'Cause not to prolong this conversation, but, it's been a year since that, and that's what we should have really talked about, and maybe we'll do it maybe this week before the January ends. This will be 1-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, that whole Thornton
Sheb
Township situation. Oh
that
wow.
shebang bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My mother always told me, when people die, you let them rest. And I was like, okay, let that event rest. But I'm like, oh, it's a year.
Your mother might be right.
Might be right. Exactly. Let it bury itself. I just like,
Mhm.
dang, a year already.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a year.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Well, it's late now. Well, I appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing you this week when you are available.
All right.
And
Well, thanks for having me on.
as always, and I'll holler at you later, baby. And I'm
All
saying
righty
good
then.
night to everyone else also.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Click the button, it's the time. Show some love, like and subscribe.